And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the very first edition of the K-Cup, the K-Cup Korean edition. We are now in the semi-finals, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of King's Cove, we have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss from South Korea. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the other South Korean Protoss player, the blue Protoss. It is Creator. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we get our Gamba going. Let's go, let's go. And again, it's been quite some time since we featured a map or featured a game on King's Cove. I mentioned previously, but most tournaments have gotten rid of all these older maps. I'm referring to Abyssal Reef, King's Cove, and Neon Violet Square. But the K-Cup here is still featuring them, so I guess it's a little bit refreshing. We're able to see some of these ladder maps, and we'll see what kind of games we get out of them. Now, when it comes to the three maps that were otherwise replaced, one thing that they have all in common is how large they are. They're all very large map, very macro oriented. They do favor defensive play, they do favor turtling up and being the defender in general, but in a PvP I feel like that's maybe less of a factor. PvP is a little bit different. I mean, mirror matchups in general are more of an oddity. You can still be hyper aggressive despite the size of the map because of how the warp-in mechanic works, so we'll keep an eye on our players. For now, we do have Gate Cybercore into Expansion. We do have an Economic Opener out of herO. Likewise, Creator doing the same. Now, if you haven't been watching Korean PvP, you might not be familiar with this, but basically ever since last year, November, ever since the PTR went live and the patch went live, this was again back end of October, coming into November sort of era of StarCraft, we did see herO and likewise all the other Koreans. I'm referring to Zaun, I'm referring to Creator, referring to Nightmare, Classic. They all followed suit when it comes to this build, when it comes to the max opener of Gate Cyber into Nexus. We can see Creator doing something similar. He goes for a Gate Cyber into Stargate, then a slightly later Nexus. But this is more commonplace. This is more commonplace. A year ago, for example, only max packs would really be doing this. But again, ever since the latest patch back in November, all the other Korean, at least Korean Protosses, have adopted it as well. And part of it might also just be the map pool, right? It's like a lot of the maps in the current map pool, like they're a little bit more favored towards this style as well, just because how large it is. And here it comes in. Oh my god. Calm down. Comes in with a scout. It does confirm the Oracle. Does confirm the Oracle opener here out of Creator. So it's going to be in herO to defend. herO likewise going for his own Stargate. Now, because herO has a bit of a later Stargate because he scouts, herO, he can open up Phoenix. So far, a good response, good reaction by herO. Right now, Creator doesn't know what's going on. Creator, he has incomplete information. He doesn't know what tech herO went for. It could be a Stargate, it could be a Twilight Council, it could be a Robo, it could be anything. So Creator doesn't know he's walking into Phoenixes. As a result, herO, he should be able to, in a way, shut this down. The Phoenix is a little bit later, though, so a couple of probes are going to fall. He gets one, he gets two. Gets two probes, he gets a third probe towards the end, but the Oracle is going to be hunted down. Yeah, there's no escaping the Phoenix. Massive pickoff. Creator, he invested into a second Oracle, and now it's stuck at home. And Creator, he's switching into Blink Stalkers. Likewise, the map is large enough that Creator, he might be able to hide this Oracle and get across the map. So far, he has a revelation on the Phoenix. Creator, he threads the needle. Does slip by. Did slip by for a moment, but alas, here he did spot that stasis, does spot the Oracle, and will chase him down. Chase him back. It's here building up more Phoenixes. Fanning out. Likewise, switching into his own ground-based army. Now, because Hero is behind when it comes to the Twilight Council, this is meta here. In this kind of game state, Hero, he should be going into Immortal production. He should be making up for his lack of Blink Stalkers with +1, with Immortals, building up a robust Immortal force, getting a 3rd expansion, and then from here, he can skip Blink and go into either Charge or Glaive Adepts. We'll get there. But here he's going to be harassing, does ignore the Stalkers. Blink is not yet done. He gets 4 probe kills. He ignores the Stalkers. And he doesn't make his way into the main. Has to pull back that weakened Phoenix. Does pull away. 7 more probe kills. Nice damage. And the Immortal production has begun. And again, he doesn't need those Immortals to survive against the Blink Stalker counterattack. He's got his 1st, soon to be a 2nd. He'll be fortifying his 3rd base. And again, King's Cove, you can be pretty defensive and pretty fortified on 3 bases just because there's a ramp coming into the natural, ramp coming into the 3rd as well. Or gets caught. Ooh, does not finish the recall, does not escape. Whew. So far, nice defense by Hero. Here, he's still up in workers. Likewise, he is slightly behind when it comes to the 3rd base timing. True. Twilight Council's on the way. Now, again, because this Twilight Council is much later, I'm leaning towards this being either Charge or Glaives. We'll see if Hero does go into Blink. We'll see what he commits to. You know, Stalkers are moving out. Creator is pushing. Yeah, it's going to be Charge. Oh, sorry, that's going to be Charge from a Creator. We have the Bay on the way going into Disruptors. Okay. You have my attention. Stalkers, they rotate, they hunt down a Pylon, they get a Phoenix. Nothing major. But I appreciate this out of a Hero basically just being hyper defensive, right? He's just focusing on defending back at home. He has lost map control. But he's skipping tech and rushing into Disruptors. Oh, Stalkers, they get a sentry. Pick up a sentry. Creator sharking around for another key unit. Hero having a harder time keeping up with the rotations. Does get here in time. Again, Hero just rotating back and forth. Creator still looking for a way in. Adepts, they shade in towards the main. They shade in, but the Phoenixes, they keep up. Do keep up. Now, I assumed it was going to be Disruptors, but no, it's going to be a Colossus first here by Hero. Now, for those that are curious, Colossus, they do have their place in PvP. They are viable in PvP. Specifically, Colossus are amazing against gateway units. I'm referring to Zealots, Adepts, and Stalkers. That is where Colossus do thrive. What they struggle against are Disruptors. So we have seen Colossus in PvP before, but taking into Disruptors as the opposing player is usually kind of a better response. But again, because Hero is ahead in tech, and because he's ahead when it comes to the Robo and the Bay, he can enjoy Colossus for a time. Oh! Feedback's popping off. Getting 5 probe kills in the main. Creator trying to stabilize himself here on 5 bases. Here, as we mentioned, yep, he does skip Blink. He goes for a later Charge. Now, the reason for this is because, I mean, Charge ults have a little bit more value coming into the mid-game, but he's also spending a lot of gas here on Colossus, on Immortals, on eventually Disruptors as well. That's where his gas is being spent. Likewise, Creator also switching up into what should be Charge or Archon. Yeah, Archons are morphing in. So Creator, he's going for a much more standard kind of mid-game unit composition of a gateway army with Immortals and Archons. Like, this is very standard. But again, Hero, he's kind of like skipped some steps. Because from where Creator is, then you go into Disruptors and Colossus, into that more Robo-based composition. So here he's kind of beat him there. And this is the sort of thing that you can do on these larger maps. You can skip tech, cut corners, and get away with it. Just because it takes so long to counterattack. So I do favor Hero coming into the mid-game. As he's getting up to 3 Colossus. And he's up against a mass amount of Charge ults of all things. Now, I don't see too much value in getting into a 4th Colossus. This is where I would like to see, Disruptors out of Hero. to help support the army. herO breaks out. He's waiting for his War Prism to reinforce. Shocking around. He gets spotted by the Observer. Creator, he sees the army. He is aware. Creator, he doesn't have the best army to engage into this. Right now, the Colossus do reign supreme. Now, the best case scenario for Creator is here, to fight out in the open and get us around. That's best case scenario. He needs to surround this army, come in from multiple angles, and then he can collapse on the Colossus. Meanwhile, here he's looking for a choke point, so he rotates. He rotates over. Again, he can make use of this choke point here to make sure he doesn't get surrounded, and he's going straight for the expansion. So far, good positional play here by herO. We can see Creator attempting this around. Coming from behind. herO, there's no way out of this. He has to stand strong. He has to stand and fight. Colossal shots here on the Archons. Warpins from behind. And herO, he gets surrounded. He's going to be shut down. Archons are moving in. Zealots from behind. And does Creator have enough? Oh, the Colossus, they're still alive. Yeah, they clean up every single Archon. Ay. Yeah, never mind. herO, despite the surround, he shuts down the Archons, breaks on through, takes down the Prism. And herO, he will break the expansion. He will snowball out of control. That was maybe the best fight that Creator could have hoped for, but still not enough. I'm surprised the Archons, they went down as quickly as they did. Like, I was like, oh, the Archons, they're going to be able to get on top of the Colossus. No, they did not get on top of them. They didn't make it. They did not make it that far. And here he has done it. Didn't lose a single Colossus. Yeah, and Creator, he's out of steam. Like, he has nothing left. He's got a handful of Zealots, a handful of Stalkers. He's got 3 Archons here on top of the ramp. Archon Volley's doing well on those Zealots. Stalkers are coming from behind. Creator, he wants at least 1 Colossus. Can he get it? He gets 1. Let's go. He gets 1, but only 1. GG gets called, and herO will take game number 1. Whew. GG. herO, he does take a lead in the series. And with that, we'll see if Creator can bounce back as we're getting ready for game number 2. We're getting ready here for ley lines. Oh. Un momento. Bam. Ah, let's go. So we're just setting up our overlays. We're setting up our overlays, getting things going. Now, as a reminder, this is a best of 5, so we have plenty more games ahead of us, plenty more games to come. Oh, here you can hear the beeps. We're getting into game 2. Ley lines up next. A much smaller map this time. Much smaller map. When it comes to herO's build, when it comes to his composition last game, I should emphasize as well that a big reason why he got away with it was because of the size of the map and how defendable King's Cove is, because that he was able to, again, cut corners and rush into Colossus in a standard PvP on a smaller map. It is much more difficult to get away with that. Not impossible, but is more difficult, as your opponent can be more aggressive and more assertive. Here we go. We're now getting into game number 2 and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines. We have our South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, leading the series 1-0. It is herO. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player, also from South Korea, down in the series. We'll see if we can bounce back and make a series out of this. It is Creator. Let's go. So we were just provided some logos, so we are going to quickly add them to our overlays. Un momento. Got 1 more left to go. Unless I'm blind. I could be blind. Okay, we're good. We are good. As for now, we're going to be opening up. We do have herO here. He moves out with his first probe. Going to be hiding his pylon. Now, the question becomes, is this a real or a fake proxy pylon? As a pylon is placed. Now, based on this location, this wouldn't be a bad location for a proxy starport. I would make that assumption here. I guess this could also be a proxy Twilight Council. But those, I feel like, are the two main options for herO. Back at home, again, a second pylon is missing, and Creator, he does go for the probe scout. He's looking for the pylon. Creator, he does notice that the pylon is nowhere to be found. So we can see Creator, he moves out with the second probe. Second probe moves out, he is searching for that pylon. He knows that there's a proxy somewhere, and we have confirmation, yep, proxy Stargate. So again, that was one of the two options, either Stargate or Twilight Council. This is not an all-in, I should emphasize that. This is an aggressive opener, that is true, but herO will still expand. And Creator, he will check, and Creator, he will find this. So big scout here for Creator. He's now fully aware of what is being proxied. Now he knows not to overreact and over-respond. Stalkers, they make a beeline for that pylon, and this Stargate is going to be shut down. It is going to be shut down. And Creator, he goes for a robo response. Okay, if Creator throws down a gateway, he can respond and react with a one base all in. Yeah, there's a cancel. Takes on the pylon. herO, he expands. And herO, he's behind. As his tech is heavily delayed, herO trying to force his way in. Oh! So far, Creator, he holds the line. He does defend. He's defending on one base. And Creator looks like he is looking to expand. Oof, as he will bleed out one of the stalkers. herO trading well. Oh no! Trading 1-to-1. 1 for 2. Takes down both stalkers. Busts into the main. And gets a full scout. He gets eyes on the robo. And he recalls. Oh, he will lose the stalker in the process. Does recall back home. Throws down his own defensive robo. And Creator expands. Again, we were waiting to see if Creator was going to throw down the gateway. He did not. Throws down the expansion. We're getting into the mid game. So both players are expanding. herO has the faster Nexus. Meanwhile, Creator has the faster Robo. That Robo is moving out with the Observer. Trying to figure out what's going on. Observer does move out. In the chat, we don't talk about the man with gun council, mostly because of the abundance of stim. Oh no, oh no. Why isn't SCV not with them? There's no SCV plushie. SCV plushies don't exist, unfortunately. There are marine plushies. I've said this for a long time. Maybe now that we're having a little bit more free time during the week, I might be able to take some photos of the marine plushies. Maybe one day. No promises. For now, though, we do have a herO building up. Again, getting to his own immortal production. First immortal has arrived. He's got his sentries. He's pushing. Now, this is going to be an early move out. This is designed to hit before Blink comes into play, before any major upgrades. Likewise, Creator going for the same push. Now, Creator, he goes immortal into Prism. So, Creator, he has a War Prism, but he's down in immortal. Bear that in mind. But he has that micro potential. As the armies are about to clash. Supplies are neck and neck. Comes down to the unit control. Again, that War Prism does allow for more control from the side of Creator. He can micro. He can juggle. Now moving in. There's still that second immortal here for herO. He does have the shield battery as well. But they threaten the shade. They get into the main. herO, he failed to wall off. Yeah, didn't wall in time. Armies, they crash in. herO takes down the sentries. Sentries do fall, but at the same time, they get into the mineral line. Stalkers, they try to hold on. 5 probes going down. herO, he holds. herO, he holds. He defends. Forces out the Adepts, chasing them down. herO, he's now down in workers. He did lose a lot of probes, true. A lot of probes did fall. herO going for his counterattack at the same time. Creator going for a drop into the mineral line. And Creator, he can always recall. He can always recall back home. Meanwhile, there's no shield batteries. Oh, yeah, no shield batteries. Creator, he is not ready for this. Does have one immortal. Boys are being pulled. They have to be. So the herO tanking shots. He locks down the immortal. Yeah, he's going for it. He will focus it down. Massive pickoff. Immortal falls, kiting back against the probes. His immortal's taking a lot of hits, a lot of damage. Yeah, but does pull away in time. Very nice control. Avoids those stalker shots. Forcing his way in. Creator, meanwhile, across the map is getting some probe damage. But hero's going for the kill. He's going for the kill, going for the throws. Once again, boys are being pulled. We're down to 2 stalkers. 2 stalkers left. Ay, ay, ay. Barely a third. Speaking of a third immortal has arrived. Back at home, herO, he does lose every single worker. And there's the recall. There's the recall back home. Oh, takes down the immortal just barely before the prism comes in. And the prism trying to reinforce. 1 immortal left. herO peeling off into the main. Both players are hurting. herO, he's down in workers. 19 to 29. herO, he does have a larger army, but it's forced out. He's forced out. Creator, he's holding on. Creator, he is holding. Zones away the army, and herO is going for a 2-base all-in. I mean, he was already all-in, but now he's going for glaives. Now, hero's hope at this point is for Creator to expand. If Creator expands, if Creator is too greedy, if he makes too many workers, then herO can catch him off guard. That is the hope. Oh! As the Prism takes a lot of hits. Does pull away. Creator, now he has Blink. Glaives is halfway done. That's all or nothing for herO. Now, looking at the main armies, herO, he's got 4 immortals to 1. So herO, he has a massive immortal lead. That is true. But these stalkers have Blink. Oh. herO, he's got 2 prisms as well. Oh my god. Okay. 2 more prisms. Let's go. Shades into the main. Shade is denied. Stalkers, they threaten a dive. Let's say to keep it shading in. herO pushing forward, commits into the shade, goes for the sentry. Sentry goes down. He tries to force his way in as well. But again, the shield batteries that come into play. That's 4 shield batteries. Boys are being pulled. And these immortals are so low for herO. Is being forced back. Creator, he's holding. Creator, he's holding on. Takes down the prism, dives on forward. And Creator, he will completely shut this down. At the same time, herO, he gets 19 for 20 probes. Oh my god. He gets 22 probes in the main. herO, he will lose the main army, but he will cripple the economy. 24 probe kills, and he's still not done. 25. And now suddenly, Creator's all in. Suddenly, Creator, he's down to 12 workers, barely an economy. But he's got the army. He's got the army on his side. herO back at home, trying to rebuild. Trying to mass up an army. Creator, he's looking for that War Prism. Trying to hunt it down. Again, the double War Prism of herO paid off. It did pay off in the end. herO, he's scouting. He does check saturation. Checks the main army as well. 1 immortal. 1 immortal, 1 War Prism. He sees that Creator's taking a defensive stance. He sees Creator in the main and the natural. Oh, he's going to lose the Prism. And Prism goes down. This was not worth it for herO, as in this follow-up push. He shades away. He will lose the Adepts. Creator defends. And without that War Prism, there's nothing keeping Creator at home. Creator, he can push. He can push. He can move out. Meanwhile, herO, he's trying to rebuild his army. He's now up to 2 immortals, soon to be 3. And Creator, he only moves out with the stalkers. So Creator is still a little bit tentative. Still scared. And I don't blame him, he lost so much. Hallucination should get eyes on the lack of army, or the missing army. Hallucination also checking herO. herO, he is getting his War Prism. herO again, he's still ahead in the Immortals. He needs those Adepts. Here we go, he moves out. Now the Observer does see the move out. As herO moves out, the Stalkers, they can move in. And herO, he has to make a choice. Does he turn around, or does he commit? What's the plan? Do we recall? Stalkers, yep, they go for the production, they go for the gateways, massive pickoffs. herO, he has to make a choice. He commits. herO, he commits. It's all or nothing. But again, he's pushing into 4 shield batteries. There's the recall. Oh, he commits to the shade a little bit early. Immortals have arrived, but breaking 4 shield batteries, I'm not too convinced here. Yeah, Adepts, they're going down one after the other. herO down to almost just his Immortals. And Creator, he will shut this down. He will completely shut this down. Blinks on forward, takes out the Prism, takes out everything, and GG gets called. Creator ties up the series 1-1. We have a back and forth. We have a series. GG. GG, well played. Whew, a very intense back and forth between herO and Creator. Very intense. A lot of losses on both sides. All in after all in. Barely an economy from either player. GG. GG, well played. Again, Creator, despite losing a lot of his army, he still maintained those shield batteries at the natural, which did come into play towards the end. He had a very comfortable hold. And with that, we are getting ready for game 3. Let's go. Let us go. So, getting into our next game. Problem is, when you see 2 prisons at the same time, how do you know they stopped it too? I would say, like, how do you know which one is real? I feel like there's a higher chance that one of the prisms is a hallucination when you see 2 of them. But yeah, Creator, his entire attention was at the natural at the time. Despite that, of course, despite losing so many workers, he was able to recover, able to rebuild. And take a greater defensive fight. And now we're getting into game number 3. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss from South Korea, being forced into a back and forth. We'll see if we can bring it back. It is herO. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player, also from South Korea, tying up the series 1-1. Momentum, it's on his side. We'll see if we can keep it going. It is a Creator. We go. So we are opening up, and welcome one and all to Amygdala. Amygdala is one of the larger maps in the map pool, larger than ley lines. Because of that, on the one hand, we could see some greedier builds and some greedier play. Keep an eye on our players. Likewise, proxies are not uncommon on this map either. We do have a Creator opening up 2 gates, so 2 gate opener out of Creator. herO going for the gate, Cyber into expansion. So herO once again going for an economic build. We saw this in game 1, we're seeing this here now in game 3. Creator going for a standard opener instead. Now, because of this, the pressure is now on Creator. It's going to be on Creator to block the expansion, to delay the natural for as long as possible, and potentially to respond with a 1 base all-in. So Creator is going to be the aggressor here. Either respond with a 1 base all-in, or just take a later expansion. We'll see how this all does unfold. As herO is forced to make the Zealot to deal with the pylon. herO going for a Stargate before Nexus. Now, what this means here, I mean, again, if you've seen Max Packs, then you know this build. If Creator does go for one base all-in, then herO can respond with defensive Void Rays. Otherwise, he can just open Oracle and get some economic damage that way while he expands. Oh. As there's that Nexus. Probe is forced back. He's going to be hunted down. And Creator, he does go for his own later expansion. So as we get into this game state, we do have the Nexus timings, which are close enough, true, but herO has a much faster Stargate, Oracle's on the way, and here he's looking to get ahead economically by killing some workers, by getting some probe damage. Now this hallucination will confirm, so Creator, he will be aware of the Oracle, and he should be in position to deter it. So now he knows to move into his mineral lines. herO will gain map control. And now it's on Creator to defend. Again, Creator, he had the option to take a more aggressive approach, but opted not to, going into his own blink. Now, just like the previous game, game 1, with this opener, with this dynamic, Creator, he will have faster blink. Because of that, there's a higher chance that herO, as we get into the mid game, oh, never mind. I was going to say we'll go for a faster Robo, but no, Twilight Council is on the way. But herO will have later blink than his opponent. Now still looking for a way in. Creator, he has 2 Stalkers, 2 Sentries, and a Shield Battery. He's perfectly safe and sound in the main base. But herO does wait for his second Oracle. Now 2 Oracles, they can one-shot probes. 1 Shield Battery is not enough. So it can one-shot. Setting up Stasis Traps instead. Okay, let's go. Stasis Traps. Gets 1, gets 2 probes at the natural, not bad. Blink is on the horizon. And we'll see where our players take us. herO is getting a 3rd gateway. Great. Oh, ooh, does run into the stasis. Does get caught out. Here he gets 2 more. Oh, takes a bit of hull damage. It's 2 more probes. He knows that there's a window. He knows about the timing of blink, so he knows he's safe for now. And herO with that map control throwing down more stasis traps, and it takes a 3rd. Let's take a 3rd base. Creator going for his own at a reasonable time. Just a couple of seconds later than herO's. From here, we're getting into a longer game state. There's no greater tech advantage. Like, everyone is getting into Blink Stalkers, everyone's taking their 3rd bases. Now have a Forge on the way for herO to 4+1. Creator, he does open up and follow up with a Robo instead. Oh. herO pokes in. And Creator, he should be fine. Should be fine here. herO, he can threaten to dive into the main base and try to get some damage, but again, Creator, he's still in position. Poking in. Likewise hits the main, doesn't really get much done. Is forced out. And from here, we're just getting into a longer game state. herO getting to charge, getting to Blink Stalkers into charge ults, eventually into Archon production. Creator doing the same. Creator, he is slightly behind when it comes to his charge upgrade and +1. Like, the upgrades are just a little bit later here for Creator, but not the biggest of deals. Meanwhile, herO, he goes for the center gold. Let's go. Goes for the center expansion and takes the gold base on the other side. He could even try to double expand. Yep, he's setting up for it. herO, you're an animal. He wants both gold bases. The power of Amygdala. He wants both. We'll see if he can get it. I mean, right now he is containing Creator. Takes off a sentry. Nice pickoffs. You're catching out a Stalker, not quite. Just applying pressure, keeping Creator's attention here back at home. He gets a couple of Zealots. Gets a Stalker or two. No major losses. Here now setting up long distance mining. Oh, catching another Stalker. And while all this is happening, here he is taking an economic lead, a pretty large one, as long as he can get to the goal base. Almost there. There we go, just now reinforcing, getting into +2. Now here, to afford this 4th base and to afford this gold, he did delay his tech, so he has no Archon production, but he dives in. It dives in nonetheless. Gets a Stalker. May have overextended though. Here he has to respect this. The concave in favor of Creator. Creator forces hero back. Immortal has arrived. Yeah, here he didn't tech. He did not take up. Here he's going purely into Stalkers and Zealots. Purely a gateway composition from hero. Oracle gets caught out. And Creator has no idea. He still does not know. He hasn't seen the goal bases. And this is going to allow hero to overwhelm with Zealot. Well, with those charge lots. Hero, yeah, he forces a rotation. Zealots a peel off into the mineral lines, into the bases. Creator not quite in position. Pylon's going to be going down. Delays +2. Depowers the Forge. Force back some of the main army. Creator still holding on there. Still holding his own, but stuck defending. Hero thankfully doesn't take the other goal base. He does take the backup 4th. The 5th though, the southern 5th base. And Hero, he's just in full control. He's in full control at this point, just getting further ahead. Hero, he can afford to trade inefficiently. Double expanding even. Oh my, he just has so much money, he doesn't know what to do with it. Double expands. Getting up to 6 bases. Yeah, here he dives in. These Zealots do a great job just tanking shots. Collapsing on those Stalkers. There's only the one Archon for Creator. Here he's breaking through. And not being force back by that Archon. But again, he traded well. He traded out Zealots for Stalkers, so just more efficient trades here from hero. You know, Stalkers going for another run by, this time with DTs with the Dark Shrine. They're waddling in. Creator, he does notice. Oof. He does notice. Once again, hero just distracting. Creator is in position. He's got a cannon back at home. Let's go. Creator, he's holding on. How many gateways does hero have? 10. He could do with more. Here, trying to reinforce. Gets into the mineral line, gets a couple of probe kills. 2 probes going down, killed the cannon. Hero getting a 7th expansion. At a certain point, just take the other goal base, Pappy. Just take it. But again, I would say that the gateways are really holding hero back. There we go. We have 4 gates on the way, so it's going to be a 14 gate setup. So we can finally spend his money. Eventually. Likewise, getting to his own immortals. Still just relentless with that aggression, just keeping Creator pinned. Creator, he just can't move out. He's getting surrounded as well. Shibo trying to help out with the immortal. It's going to go down. Up. Oh, it survives. Never mind. Whew. Does barely live on 2 HP. Now, Creator, he is building up a better army with Archons and Immortals, so technically, if he can weather the storm a little bit longer, he can just get a greater army. True. Oh, but the cannon goes down. Blink is done with the Dark Templar. Yeah, Shadow Stride. Creator just getting pulled apart. Dark Templar into the main. Here, he wants that Immortal. This time he's going to get it. The Immortal goes down, more Zealots, they just flood in. Again, here he's got 2,000 minerals in the bank. There we go, warping in 9 Zealots at a time. Gets into the mineral line. And finally, herO, he breaks the expansion. He breaks through, 13 probes go down. It took a long time. I was very impressed here by Creator. Creator, he was able to defend for as long as he did. But he's finally being broken. Like, it's finally becoming too much. It's going to be 13 worker kills. Zealots get into the mineral line here in the natural. Creator, now he realizes what's been going on. He's like, oh my god, how long have you had this? Oh my god. He splits the goal base. herO getting an 8th expansion. Taking more bases. At this point, the goal doesn't matter. Like, herO, he can lose it, and it's fine, he can afford it. Pushing further in. Dives on the prism, denies the warp in. herO, he will overwhelm these Archons. GG gets called, and herO, he will take a lead in the series at 2-1. GG. Whew, oh my god. GG, well played. herO, just as soon as he got map control, he was an animal. He just rushed into that goal base. He double expanded from there as well. Very greedy play there by herO. And unfortunately, Creator, he felt pressured enough never to counterattack. We never saw any Zealot run-bys, Stalker counterattacks, DTs, War Prism harass. There was no harassment whatsoever, and because of that, there was no scouting either, right? It did feel like Creator, he was being overly defensive, he was giving herO too much respect, and herO took advantage of that. And herO, he just cut corners, was hyper greedy, just mass expanded, and Creator was just stuck at home. He was just stuck at home, and could not stop him. Could not stop him. And with that, we're getting into our next game. With that, herO, he is 1 game away from claiming the series. Onomas is all he needs. Well, the pressure's on the Creator. Now, thankfully, Creator just needs 1 game here to force the ace match. He can bring it back. I believe. I believe. Setting things up. Beautiful. We have our casters. We have everyone getting involved. It looks like the lower semis may have concluded, actually. Bjorn and Solar, they might have wrapped up as we are getting into herO versus as we're getting into game 4. Yeah, it has. Oh my god. Did wrap up. Solar, he takes down Bjorn 3-0. Big win there for Solar. Solar, he's in the grand finals waiting for his next opponent. And we're jumping into game 4 and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Whispers of Gold. We have our South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing himself, currently teamless. It is herO. 1 game away from making it to the grand finals and spawning in the top left hand corner. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back and force that ace match. It is Creator. And welcome one and all to Whispers of Gold. This is the smallest map, or the rush map, of the ladder map pool. Smallest map that we have available. Aggression is favored here on Whispers of Gold. And we'll see how aggressive our players are going to be. Now, we have seen these more greedy builds out of herO, going for these faster cyber cores, going for these delayed gateways. I'm not too fond of that opener here on Whispers of Gold, I'll be honest. It can be quite risky. We go 2-gate opener out of Creator. And herO, I don't see a second gateway. Okay, bold move here by herO. Bold move, he's going Gate Cybercore into an expansion, or I should say Gate Cyber Stargate into Nexus. Very greedy build here by herO. And once again, Creator is going to have the option. He's going to have the option here to commit to an all-in, to try to punish herO. Yep, there we go. He's going for it. I love that Creator. He doesn't even scout, by the way. He doesn't even scout. He doesn't even know what herO is up to. He is just blindly assuming that herO is being greedy, and he assumes correctly. Does assume correctly. I mean, again, herO has gone for this opener twice now in this series. Now, this is the third time. So it has done it more often than not. And Creator, we should be going for a proxy robo. This should be a robo. This should be a one-base all-in. Now, here with this probe scout, he does scout, he does count the pylons. He knows that the pylon is missing. He knows that there is a proxy pylon somewhere. It could be a proxy Stargate, could be a gateway, could be a Twilight Council, could be a fake proxy pylon, or it could be a real one. We can see here, he checks the third location, and he's rallied to the center. Yeah, he does go for a bit of a walk around the map, and he does find the center. He does find the proxy ahead of time. And he's gonna deny it. The Zealots on the pylon, Stalkers on the way as well, and this proxy, it's falling before it really gets going. Creator is gonna try to keep this alive, he's gonna try to hold on, but this is a rough position for Creator. That pylon, it's gonna fall. Here comes that Stalker, gets one pylon, and that will delay the robo. Now thankfully there is a second pylon, so Creator, he's still gonna commit to this, he's still gonna keep this going. Second Stalker comes in to reinforce, takes down the Adept, massive pickoff. Oh. Yeah, Stalker does survive. You see here he does keep up the aggression, going for the Adept. But now there's a Sentry, now there's a Force Field, Immortal's almost done. And herO moving out for a bold move, moving out for the counterattack. He's moving out with that Oracle. Here he pulls back his main army. Shield batteries are on the way. These are later shield batteries. Creator, he can still pull this off. Still pull this off. Probes are going down. It's going to be 5 probe kills across the map, getting up to 6. Nice force field on the ramp. And Creator, he will catch these Stalkers. And again, these shield batteries are too late. They're too little too late. Both Stalkers fall. Backup shield battery is going to be going down. He's getting 13 probes. Oh my god. 13 workers go down. But the Void Ray has arrived. And where's the anti-air? Oh, where is the anti-air? Void Ray going for the Stalkers. Nice control. Oh. Void Ray taking a lot of hits. Has to fall back. Again, remember, here he can afford to lose this. He doesn't have to save the natural. He can throw it away. Here he's ahead economically. He's up to 24 against 10 workers. And here he just has to make a stand here in the main. This is where he makes a stand. Mortal forces way in. Second Void Ray has arrived. And now to 2 Void Rays. Forcing back the army. Oh, nice focus firing here. Voids are being pulled. Void Rays are getting low. And again, it's only 2 Void Rays here. Creator, does he have enough? No, it's getting close. Yeah, Stalkers, they do rotate around. There's 3 Stalkers left. Up, down to 2. 2 Stalkers, down to 1, down to 0. 0 Stalkers, herO he holds. He shuts down the army, shuts down the Stalkers. And GG gets called. herO, he will overwhelm. He will take the series 3-1 and advance on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played again. Very fortunate that herO, he was able to find that proxy early on. Good reaction, good response. It was getting a little bit shaky towards the end as Creator did make his way into the main base, but he ran out of anti-air. He ran out of Stalkers. Again, herO, he was able to pull the boys, focus on those Stalkers, and eventually there was just no answer to the Void Ray. Nothing shut up. GG. GG, well played. herO, he will claim the series will advance on. My condolences to Creator. Creator, he's an amazing player, don't get me wrong. I mean, hey, remember, Creator, he did take down Percival to make it to the semis, and he even did make a series out of this as well. But in the end, he does fall to herO, and now we are getting ready for our next matchup. Here we go, we're getting ready for the grand finals even. It's going to be a PvZ between herO and Solar.